Welcome, friends, to the channel Classy Frugality. My name is Tanya, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Well, on today's video, I am going to be talking about all the different ways that I save money in an uncool way. 9 ways to be specific. Also, later on in the video, we're going to hop over behind me into the kitchen, and we're going to make a cake consisting of 4 ingredients. That's right, 4 ingredients, and it's probably stuff you already have in your cabinet. So let's get started in today's video. The number one way that I save money that most people would not consider to be cool is that I wear the same clothes over and over. I don't pay that much attention to what's in fashion, what the latest fads and trends are. I just don't do that. I keep basic black slacks. I keep khakis, things of that nature. And then those can pretty much match up any kind of top, t-shirt, blouse, whatever that I want to put with those things. So that's what I do, and then I just rotate them around. Now, where do I get my clothes? If you know me, if you've watched this channel very long at all, you know that I get most of my clothes from the thrift store. I can find name brand items. I can find items there, and have on many occasions, that still have the tags on them, or that look like they have barely been worn by the previous owner. I do not spend a fortune on clothing. So that's pretty much the best way that I know that I save money in an uncool manner. All right, number 2. As I've stated before in other videos, I still use an older phone. I do prefer an iPhone. I have owned Androids and iPhones. I've never owned, the Windows phone. I've never owned one of those. As far as smartphones are concerned, I've also owned just the regular little flip phones. And I do tend to prefer an iPhone, but right now I have an iPhone 11. It's fine. It works fine. Every now and then I have to clear out things that I've got saved on it to free up some storage. I could buy some iCloud space for a small amount of money, but I haven't had to do that yet, even with filming all the videos that I do. So, this iPhone 11 works fine for me. It doesn't look cool like some of these that have all these camera lenses on the back, the newer phones. I don't have a fancy case or anything on it. I'm the second owner for this phone, but it works just fine for me, and it saves me money. The phone is paid for. All right, number 3, I buy secondhand furniture. Now, there are things you have to look for when you buy secondhand furniture. You do have to examine the furniture for cleanliness first and foremost, above anything else. You want to make sure that it is bug-free, that it is free of odors, and free of any kind of stains that you can't get out of it. So, after I've done all those things and I determine that the piece of furniture or the set of furniture is acceptable to buy, then I get it for my home. For a long time, I had wanted a long rectangular table. I enjoy either the Chippendale style legs or the Queen Anne style legs. And I had wanted something with a little bit more seating. We did have a round table with 4 chairs, but I wanted something bigger. I wanted something a little more elegant looking. So I found this table and chairs at a local peddler's mall for, I think it was $180 for the whole thing. This wingback chair here, this is one of my favorite chairs in the house. It was a gold color. When Prentice found this chair, he was given it, and the back legs were broken off. They were still present, but they were broken off. So he brought this home. He put some fabric dye on it, make the color a little more even, made it brown, and I painted the legs. And now I wouldn't take a shiny, crisp $100 bill for this chair. I may not look cool when I open these containers right here, but they help me save money, which is number 4. I pack my lunch to work every day. I save so much money doing that. I have some coworkers who go out to eat, and I don't really pay attention to the frequency at which they go out to eat. And, you know, if that's what they are choosing to spend their money on, more power to them. But I'm choosing to be uncool and save my money by packing my lunch from home. I have the blessing of having my own office, and I do have a mini fridge and a microwave and a coffee pot and all that stuff in there. And I do have an area that I keep food, cans of soup, you know, crackers, different condiments, things like that, and just different things that I can eat. But by and large, I pack leftovers. Today, for example, I had navy beans and some pork. I had cooked up some pork in with the navy beans. I warmed that up for lunch. I had some sliced up tomatoes and green peppers along with that. Those were from our garden. And so it was really good. It was as better than any restaurant food I could have purchased, and a whole lot healthier and a whole lot cheaper. May not have looked cool. I had my beans in a square former potato salad container, but that doesn't matter because it worked for me and it saved me money. So I consider that a win. All right, number 5, I repair things instead of replacing them. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind is clothing. You have seen me take a pair of pants and fix the zipper or repair the hem, sew buttons back on. Those are the things that I try to do before I resort to buying new. Now, sometimes when the fabric's just plain worn through, you have to go find more. Still doesn't mean you have to buy new, but you have to buy different. And so even with that, I try to repair before I replace. Okay, number 6, I paint my own nails. Long gone are the days that I go to the nail salon. Those trips to the nail salon were getting to be about $50 a piece, and I was having to go about every 3 weeks. So that is definitely, these days, that's a no-go for me. This is the kind of nail polish that I use, and this is just something that I found at Dollar Tree. I tend to like just a classic red or a clear nail polish. They tend to go with just about anything. I don't like a lot of wild colors in any kind of product, whether it's hair color or nails or whatever. This is what I tend to prefer. And if I do this color, it'll go with about anything that I wear. This is just some Color Vibe brand, and I think it was $1.25 when I got it. Number 7, drive the same car for years. So I used to be the kind of person to where After the factory warranty ran out on a vehicle, I would go trade it. And so that's what I did actually with the last car. I traded it for the car that I have now. However, my mindset has changed as I have come to focus on a more frugal lifestyle, to try to save money and live on less. And the current car that I drive is about 5 payments from being paid off, and I'm so looking forward to that. And it's low mileage, so I'm going to be able to drive that car for many years to come. As long as I take good care of it, I am going to save a boatload of money by not trading in for the latest, greatest model. Number 8, I am not cool. I don't go out. I like to enjoy quiet weekends at home. Now, there's all kinds of stuff you can do at home. If you haven't already made lists of the different things, write down on a piece of notebook paper some options for different things to do at home. And then when you get bored, go down the list. Make a game. Maybe you put different options on pieces of paper and put them down in a little jar and then draw something out. I've got all kinds of different stuff here that we like to do. We have different games that are available to us to play. I have yarn and a crochet hook. I can always crochet a quick dish rag. There's just all kinds of stuff. Try new recipes. You don't have to sit around bored all the time. It's actually a lot calmer here than if I try to go out. I find myself getting anxious every time I try to go out and be amongst a big crowd, if you know what I mean. It also makes me anxious that the thoughts of spending tons of money and like the food, for example, not being that good after all, after I've already spent a bunch of money on it, or whatever the scenario. I find that I am just as content spending a nice quiet weekend at home. Not cool, but definitely worth it. Last but not least, it may not be cool to cook the same foods on repeat, but that's what I do. I had mentioned beans earlier. We definitely have that in our rotation. We have pinto beans probably once a week. Just pick you a certain amount of meals. You know, now that I think about the school system, I think does this. Some of them have like a 3-week rotation. And once they cook all those meals, they just start right back over again at week number 1, and they, cook those same things again. It's a lot simpler. You can get your process down to a certain time, and you know what ingredients to buy. Come up with you a rotation. Cook simple stuff. You don't have to be a 5-star chef or always coming up with expensive ingredients and complicated recipes. Make simple stuff. Save your time. That way you can do other things. All right. Well, speaking of simple stuff to cook, I found a recipe the other day. It's actually from White Lily Flour. I don't buy White Lily Flour. I get the store brand, but White Lily had a recipe for a 4-ingredient cake. It was using self-rising flour, sugar, oil, and water. Not even any eggs in it. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to taste, how that could turn out. I'd say you could even modify it. You could probably put cinnamon in there if you wanted to. Make it like one of those cinnamon Amish cakes or whatever. You could probably use butter or margarine in place of the oil. It sounds like a basic recipe that could really be customized if you wanted to. But I'm just going to do it however the recipe's written out. And so I just want to try this out. and then I'll have something to have with my coffee in the mornings for work. Let's go in here into the kitchen and try this out. All right, this is our, these are our ingredients right here. The 4-ingredient white cake. We only use flour, sugar, oil, and water. Take a screenshot of this. I'm going to leave it on here for just a few seconds here. It's 3.5 cups of, it says White Lily self-rising flour. I'm not using White Lily. I'm using maybe Kroger, maybe Great Value, don't remember. 1.5 cups of sugar, 2/3 cup vegetable oil, and 2 cups of water. And it looks like we're preheating our oven to 350. We're greasing a 9x13 cake pan. And then I'm just going to combine the dry ingredients and then going to put in the oil and then the water. Then it looks like we're just supposed to beat that, pour it in the pan, bake it for 35 to 40 minutes. So here is the batter ready to go in the oven. I greased this 9x13 pan with some margarine wrappers, some empty margarine wrappers that I had. I always tell y'all to save those and keep those in the fridge. Then I just dusted that pan with some flour, and we're gonna stick this in the oven and we're gonna monitor this. It says 35 to 40 minutes, but I'm gonna keep a close eye on it, seeing as how I've never made this before. And here is the cake out of the oven after 35 minutes. To be honest, I was skeptical that it would rise as much as it has, but let's cut a piece and try it. Here we have our cake, and you can see how much the cake did rise. So, tastes very basic. Totally acceptable. You can see all the steam. This is just as I suspected it would be. It sort of tastes like a big, giant, fluffy pancake. So, if you're out of ingredients, if you don't have any vanilla, if you don't have any eggs, but you have these 4 ingredients for this white cake, this is definitely worth making. And this would go perfectly with a cup of coffee in the morning. It's not too sweet. To me, it's just right. This is the perfect cake that if you wanted to add vanilla to it, or if you even wanted to, I'll tell you what, I've got a box of gelatin. If you wanted to make one of those poke cakes out of this, this would be perfect for that. Highly recommend. Try it for yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to the Classy Frugality family, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. I would love to have you. Until I see you again, I hope you have a blessed day.